Good morning, Zio here, and today we're talking China. That's right. NetEase, to be specifically. And yeah, so if you've heard that name before, you've probably heard about it when I've talked about Blizzard and other things. So grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? But yeah, so NetEase has bought a gaming studio that apparently includes major titles that includes Halo Infinite and Minecraft. And no, they did not buy Microsoft. So I know that's where you're going, because I thought the same thing. Like, wait a second. No, China did not just buy Microsoft's gaming studio. They could not have. They didn't. They bought Skybox Labs, apparently. Yeah, so Skybox Labs, that is a name I absolutely have not heard. I should have, or maybe I have and I just forgot about it. I don't know. Anyway, they have worked on titles such as Halo Infinite, Minecraft, and a few other scattered titles. Anyway, point is, they work closely with Microsoft, in my opinion, is what it feels like they do, because they do list several different things on their website, and we will talk about that. But apparently, on Friday, it had acquired Canadian gaming studio Skybox Labs, which is the co-developing of major games, including Halo Infinite, as the Chinese technology giant continues its aggressive international push. Now, that's a lot. China being involved in our games, which is already a thing. I mean, we've seen Tencent, which is their rival. Actually, now that I think about it, there it is. Tencent, while its rival. Just what I just said. Anyway, I hadn't actually read this entire thing. I skimmed it. But has a major blah. Anyway, Tencent. That's what we usually talk about when it comes to Halo, or when it comes to Bethesda and stuff like that, because they're the ones who are working on, Diablo, whatchamacallit, for the cell phones and things like that, and working on getting things into China for Blizzard and Activision Blizzard stuff. And this is like their other studio. Now, it says it's a rival, but at the same time, anyone who knows anything about China, who actually knows things, the CCP kind of owns everything. That is the Chinese Communist Party. That is their government, essentially, for those who don't quite understand what the implications are of that. It would be like if the U.S. had its hand, or like the U.S. government like had its hand in absolutely every company, and it had to report to the government on everything that it's doing, that sort of thing. That's what happens over in China. So the Chinese Communist Party pretty much controls everything, and that's why it's an issue. Okay. If you want anything on that, you'll have to go look it up on YouTube's or something. I don't know. I'm not going to get too much into the weeds on that, but apparently they have acquired this major studio, Skybox Labs. Yeah. So what exactly does Skybox Labs do? Well, apparently they co-developed several games. The big one right now that they're pushing is Halo Infinite and Minecraft. You come to their site, this is what you're greeted with. They also apparently co-developed Fallout 76. Alrighty. And they have a few original titles as well. But they, of course, right here have released a statement. Skybox Labs is joining NetEase Games. Over the last decade, we've had the pleasure to work on beloved games such as Halo Infinite, Minecraft, and Fallout 76. We remain committed to growing our presence in Canada, supporting our current and future partners, and co-developing more AAA games for some of the biggest game studios around the world. We have built a team of talented individuals who are passionate and creative, and by joining NetEase Games, we will also be able to accelerate our plans to pursue new creative opportunities, enjoy access to world-class operational resources, and the full breadth and depth of NetEase services, so we can scale faster in Canada. It is a milestone day for the studio, and we're thrilled to embark on the next exciting chapter of Skybox Games. Now, with this, of course, that means they are now going to be able to develop things, and those things that they develop, they'll be able to assist in getting them over into China. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if it's just Chinese things are very, very hyper censored. And we know my problem with censorship, the fact that it breeds less creativity, among other things. I don't like that. On one hand, I'm okay as long as it doesn't affect games, say here, like for instance, World of Warcraft. With World of Warcraft, you die, you leave a pile of bones behind. Over in China, you leave a gravestone because the bones have to be censored over there. And they attempted to actually make that change across the entire thing, which, I mean, I get why they want to do things like that, because it's easier to update something if it's all the same no matter where it is. However, it gets a little bit more difficult. You got to put a little more work into it when you have to develop a completely different, thing for one specific country versus everybody else, that sort of thing. So I understand that, and I don't like it. Okay. And it caused, of course, an uproar, so they had to revert the thing and decided, okay, well, we'll just have to do this separate. That is like the downside to having anything involved with China, but China is also the biggest new marketplace for these studios, so they will go there and they're going to make changes, which really sucks. But anyway, they do Halo Infinite, Stella, Minecraft, blah, 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 and they're hiring. Okay. They are looking for various things, a lot of Minecraft stuff, software engineers, artists, animators. This says AAA title, doesn't actually say the title. Original Skybox, Halo Infinite Forge. So they are looking for a senior director for Forge. So Chad, there you go. I know you were talking or you were talking ill about Forge or something at one point in time recently. So there's your people to focus on right there. But yeah, Minecraft, Halo Infinite. Okay, anyway. So I was curious to know exactly what it was that they do, because they sit here and they list this. Skybox Labs is Vancouver's fastest growing game studio. Okay, so Skybox Labs is a full service game developer studio based in Vancouver, Canada. Founded in 2011, we develop titles along some of the world's top publishers: Xbox Game Studios, Wizards of the Coast, and Electronic Arts. Now these two threw me for a loop for a split second, because I'm like, what in this list does, well, mainly Wizards do? And Electronic Arts, I'm not really sure. But yeah, so I went ahead and I had to look them up, and they came out 2011. They were founded, did the wiki here because why not? And here's the list of everything they've actually worked on. And of course, the publisher that goes with it, EA Sports UFC. That's where Electronic Arts comes in. They apparently handle the UFC stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I still don't see Wizards. It's not actually listed here in any of the reference. So it might be something that is upcoming. If we go back to over here, where they're asking for, assistance, or they said, hey, apply for work, you've got AAA title here, it may have something to do with something that might be related to, say, maybe Wizards, that hasn't actually been announced yet. But anyway, yeah, they did this Nat Geo TV for the Kinect, which was Xbox 360. They do Age of Empires, Age of Mythology, Rise of Nations, Project Sparked, Military Masters, Protocol Zero, Gredia, Age of Empires, yada yada, Halo 5 Forge, Halo Infinite, Stella, Minecraft. Yeah, they touched on several things, and it seems to be more like the Bedrock Edition. Co-developed that, but yeah, that's the news. NetEase has apparently bought Skybox, so they now have a foothold in Canada for gaming, which make what you will of it. And by the way, did you know I have a Rumble? Yeah, that's right, I have a Rumble. Check it out. Right now there's like absolutely nobody following me except for maybe Chad. I think that's the only one follower. But yeah, the stuff is backing up from my thing, and for whatever reason, YouTube has decided that I just can't update the thumbnails to shorts anymore like I could, which is why every one of them is thumbnailless now. When they clearly weren't at one point in time. So I mean, I had this TikTok uploads for the shorts, as they were coming over from TikTok. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got. So I will see you in the next one.